Hi Aquarius, welcome to your June 2018 reading. I almost said 2017. I'm not sure if something significant happened in June 2017. So we're going to do these similar to the way I did them last month. I actually just realized today, and I apologize you guys, that I didn't get you guys done. Or I thought I had everybody done. It's been pretty chaotic since Saturn's left Sag and gone into Capricorn. I'm a Sag, so there's been a lot of shifts and changes and stuff. I'm out of town, so it's different scenery. I went out of town to give myself some time and some space, not only to relax, but to get stuff done. So I'm getting these all done today. It's very time consuming, you guys. It's like over an hour of video because of the meditation and stuff I got to do. So the first cards we're going to start with are affirmation cards, because the cards are falling out now. So these are things that you may want to say to yourself in the mirror. They're important. Knowledge, we'll say, I believe from the universe, but it's important things that you should say to yourself every morning in the mirror, just to help you build not only confidence, but to help you on a level of awareness, we'll say. So the first card we got is I am fearless. And you have a lot of bluish purple, which is very spiritually oriented. I am beautiful. And Aquarius is beautiful. That sign is beautiful. And I am driven. Okay. It's a lot of fire, like the orange and the yellow. Sunlight is really important to you. You might want to because I'm seeing nighttime and like a full moon. There's just like a lot of grogginess. Like, I don't want to say grogginess, like night. So I'm seeing the full moon and night and like a wolf howling. Which is weird. So it's like there's something here that you're like not realizing. And like what you need to show is I am beautiful. That's where that fell. This is what you need to know, show, and grow. So with I am beautiful, that's what you need to show. You need to show like who you truly are. And you have the Empress here in what you need to know. Pardon me. Clear my throat here. That made somebody uncomfortable. It might make you uncomfortable to say in the mirror to yourself, I am beautiful. That's important, okay? You have the Empress here. This is what you need to know, and that's under I am fearless, okay? The Empress, generally speaking, when it comes to the Empress, yes, she can be a mother when she's an established Empress, because the Empress is creativity, right? So creativity is abundance. That comes in all forms. It doesn't have to be just a child that you nurture into reality, okay? It can be a creative project or something like that. She's a businesswoman, okay? Generally speaking, though, well, in this deck, I get a different vibration from her, okay? But if it comes out, like in the next deck I'm using, I get a very different vibration from that, okay? In this one, she can be younger, all right? But an Empress, generally speaking, rules her kingdom. It's not just like a house, okay? A business is a kingdom. She rules that with compassion and she nurtures, okay? So, like, what she creates is beneficial to overall. This is not a selfish woman, okay? A selfish emperor or empress, okay, their kingdom ends up getting defeated by another kingdom, if you go back to the olden days here. And it gets defeated out of the selfishness because the people don't, her or his intentions are not aligned with the universe or the people, okay? And then the tables will turn in that scenario. A successful Empress always has the intentions of overall, okay, like of everybody, okay? And Aquarius is very good at that, okay? But this is like a business I'm getting. I am fearless with the Empress. It's whether you're male or female, okay? Because the female aspect is what you need to tune into if you're male, okay? So that's creating your foundation. And in order to create that, you have to be fearless. This doesn't mean that this could happen like right away. It's saying that if you have an idea of a business or a career that you want to go into, it's going to be abundant for you. I am fearless means you need to take the steps and the chances in order for that to happen. So that can mean a multitude of things. It can mean like going back to school to get it done. The Empress is long term. Okay, she doesn't. If it's an Emperor, they don't establish that status in life because it was quick. It's like a business they've had for a year or 2 years or something like that. Okay, that's not a firm foundation, right? Generally speaking, it's over 5 years. I would say 10 years is a sign of completion. The 5th year usually is when things will start to, like, even if it was successful for a while, it can start to teeter one way or the other. That's when you find out if you were an emperor or an empress, if you built correctly, okay? But in order to achieve that long-term goal, because 10 years is where I would see the significant, like if you have children that are 10 or adult children, I would say that that's emperor status. You've gone through the whole experience, right? So if you want something and you want to create it, it's saying that you have to be fearless and put the effort into it. So this may mean that you may not create it now, but in a couple of years you could. You may need the knowledge and wisdom, because these are not foolish people. These are people, okay, they have consultants. Like back in the olden days, if you were an emperor and empress, they had consultants that consulted them on war, on trades, on diseases, okay? Like they seeked out the sources. So this may mean that you need to get the education, which could take you a year, 2 years, 3 years, okay, to get the proper status. All right, like everything's going to be worthwhile. For some of you guys, this is like talking about your mother, okay? Or you could have a Taurus Libra, or a the 10 of Cups just fell out. Taurus Libra could be somebody with all 4 elements in their chart. And Aries, that's significant to you. There's a lot of stars in this deck too. Like on this card, specific card, if you see that above her head there, she's got a lot of stars. So that's you, Aquarius, okay? Because you're ascension. You're like out there in the stars. You're unique. Okay, your uniqueness, you got to be fearless about it. If something hasn't been done before, well, leave it up to Aquarius to get it done. All right, you nurture your creative ability and don't fear it. Okay, with the Empress, she's beautiful. Okay, and beauty doesn't necessarily have to stem from the outside. Okay, it's, you know, you can meet, like, I've seen some of the most like sweetest looking people you'll ever see on the outside, and you know, you can tell that the devil lives within them. They're the ugliest people you'll meet, you know, like, and I've seen, you know, like, not to say that people are ugly, but what others would perceive as somebody that's ugly physically, okay, I've seen in them the most pure souls, the most beautiful light come out of them, the most beautiful personalities. All right, like this is like appreciating who you are and nurturing yourself and your abilities, and not being scared of what you have to offer. Okay, you have the Empress, the 5 of Pentacles, and the 10 of Cups. 5 of Pentacles did come in reverse, so that means that, like, okay, Pentacles is nurturing everyday things in the material. I said that like weird. The material realm. Okay, it's practical things, tangible things, things that you can touch, things that you can see. Okay, what you need to show is with I am beautiful and the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, it's reversed. It came out reversed, which is the universe telling you that you need to see things from a different perspective here, and you need to see yourself as beautiful. You need to look yourself in the mirror. It doesn't matter what size you are, big or small. Beauty comes in all forms. You need to see yourself as beautiful. You need to see yourself as confident, okay, and capable. You gotta, if you want some sort of change, you gotta create that change. Okay, you have I'm driven, and then the 10 of Cups came out with that. So in that manner, it's like if you want that emotional fulfillment, that's got to come from you. It's not going to come from anybody else. It's going to come from you. All right? Like, And with the I am driven in the 10 of Cups, okay, if there's there could be some sort of mother issue here. You're having issues with your mother or somebody that is a mother, or your feminine aspect. If you're male, it's like being in tune with your feminine side, your emotional side. All right. There's some sort of stubbornness here and procrastination. I'm not sure why that's coming through. Ooh, you got the Star card. Your energy, you guys. Yeah, so the Empress is you, male or female. If you're male, that's talking about getting in tune with your emotional side, but not necessarily your emotional, like compassionate. All right, like it's being helpful towards others. So what you need to know is I'm fearless. You have the Empress and you have the Star. Okay, the Star is like Star's like Pandora's box. Okay, and in Pandora's box, hope was put in that box. Okay, and why that was put in the box is because that's a powerful weapon. Okay, and I say weapon, and it is powerful because that creates change. Hope creates. Okay, it doesn't destroy. When you take people's hope away, that's when destruction occurs. That's when you start living in fear. All right, so there's some sort of hope and faith that needs to come back, and hope creates like revolutions. All right, it's when the people stand up and they fight back against the kingdoms. They take what's rightfully theirs. Again, going back to the Empress. Okay, if it was a bad emperor or a bad empress, the people would stand back up and they would go against them. All right, they'd lose their kingdom, and you know they kind of created that situation on their own. It was their own self-sabotaging energy, whether it was a need for greed or perfection. Okay, like there's no such thing as perfection, you guys. Like if you're trying to, like aesthetic wise, like it doesn't matter what size you are, you're beautiful, or color. Okay, like you're beautiful regardless. But you need your faith back and your hope back. Once you got that, you're like going full force forward. You have the Ace of Cups here. That's beautiful, you guys. Your sugar intake, your sugar intake has some sort of importance. Okay, with the Five of Pentacles there, this is like making healthy, practical choices. And I'm also getting like, stop comparing yourself to other people. All right, there's like, first of all, you're an Aquarius. There's no comparison. Okay, your ascension. People might not understand you all the time, but I mean, you're an Aquarius. You're not meant to be understood. Okay, and Aquarius is I know. So you have a creative ability, a job you want to do. Okay, you already know like the steps that are needed to do it. You now need to be taking the action to get it done. And it's, you know, sacrifice with the Five of Pentacles is change. Okay, and that's probably why procrastination came through. Being stubborn. Okay, I got an Aquarius, Mars, and Venus. So, and my Leo moon sits in the house of Aquarius. I can be quite stubborn, you know, where it's some sort of change that needs to happen though. And it's health-wise. It's practical everyday things. You need to make some serious changes, whether that's scheduling, getting yourself on a health regimen. You have the Knight of Wands. And then underneath the deck, you have the World card, which is nice, you guys. The World card's associated with all the fixed signs. So you have Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, yourself in there. So what you need to know is you are fearless, okay? You have all of the abilities and skills necessary to proceed forward, okay? And protect others. That's what you're here to give knowledge out. You're here to share. You're here to help people grow. You're here to protect people. You're here to be unique. If you're not being unique, then that's a problem, okay? Because the world's missing out on a great deal, okay? If you feel like you have to make changes in your education, whether it's going back to school, studying something different, then do it. Okay, you already know. The card's saying you already know. There's the hope and faith here. You need to gain that back, and it's got to come from you, nobody else. All right, like whatever it is that you want to achieve, the universe is telling you right now you have all the energies to achieve it. Okay, what you need to show is I am beautiful, the Five of Pentacles reverse, and the Ace of Cups. This is like talking about making those practical changes to gain that emotional fulfillment back in yourself. Okay, and I am seeing a mirror reflection. So like again, in the morning, these things are highly valuable for you to say to yourself, I am fearless, I am beautiful, I am driven. Okay, repeat that to yourself over and over until you believe it. Okay, this is also like, because I'm seeing a reflection. You got to reflect on yourself. Okay, you got to come into alignment with, not being hard on yourself for having negative thoughts. Or being like, I'm getting this pulled down feeling, okay? Like, you can adopt if you can't have children. I don't know why that came through, but you can adopt. The way you're perceiving yourself is not correct. I mean, like, you're abundant, okay? You're the Empress. You have all the abilities to do what it is that you want to do throughout your life. And you have, with the Empress in the Star card, you have something in you that is useful to other people. So whatever you decide to study is going to be useful in the long run, whether that's film or, nursing or it's creativity. And I'm seeing like an elephant trunk, which is interesting. Okay, because elephants hold up. I see Scorpios as elephants, or I associate them with elephants. Because they have deep-rooted emotions, all right? And elephants remember everything, absolutely everything. And when they remember things, they have emotions that are attached to it. So there's something here about you having emotions attached to a memory that's keeping you in the darkness, okay? And it's time to move forward and stop looking back, okay? Really evaluating in yourself what it is that needs to change and then making those changes. It's also budgeting though, okay? And there could be movement here. There's some sort of change, and it's a change that you have to start applying in an everyday aspect, okay? For long-term growth and stability. And then what you need to show or grow, you have I'm driven, the 10 of Cups, and the 9 of Wands. So you need to show that you got willpower here, okay? It's if there's the will, there's a way. Okay, so whatever problem that you're going through or whatever's happening, there's always a solution. It may be unique, okay, and Aquarius can find that. You can't break the rules, but you can get around them. You can bend them, where you need to grow the I'm driven, the 10 of Cups, and the 9 of Wands, which is a little strange. Okay, well, with I'm driven in the 10 of Cups and the 9 of Wands, what I'm getting is if you're in a family situation, okay, well, I'm going to be honest with you guys, and hopefully this doesn't come out too blunt. I have a Sag Sun with Sag Mercury, okay, is you're not seeing things realistically. Okay, you got this like illusion of the way things that are supposed to be, a relationship should be, maybe from movies or something like that, and you're not seeing things practically. Every relationship has ups and downs. Every relationship has problems. Okay, whether that's with your family members or not. Okay, nobody's perfect. We're all human. All right, like you might have some issues that you're mirroring to your spouse. It's like you're claiming that they're the reason, they're the cause of things, when really like there's a part that you play in it too. Okay, because it takes two to tango. You need forward movement to reach your 10 of Cups, your emotional fulfillment. Some of you may need to move away from home, it's saying. With the Nine of Wands, okay, her hair's red. I get Aries with that. When I looked at it, I got Aries. Okay, Aries is fearless. They're the get it done. They're the Kool-Aid guy, all right? They break through walls and barriers. They don't need permission to do it either, okay? And they really don't give two hoots about what others' opinions are, okay? They just do what needs to be done. There's some things that you need to get done, and you can't really, like, you can't look outwardly, you got to look inwardly. I am getting this thing about beauty, though, like, and it's quite sad because of the way that society has like kind of screwed with the minds, because due to media and what they see in the magazines and stuff like that, that's not natural. It's not natural for a woman to be sticks and bones. Okay, and a lot of the stuff that you see is all fake. Okay, even the stuff that you see on people's profile pages. All right, they know how to properly pose or get that right image to make their body look the right way. But if you've seen them in reality, they would look nothing like that. All right, because their perception that they were putting out there was faulty. It was false. Okay, so you need to be aware of that, because like you're comparing yourself in some manner to these other people. It might not be like external looking things. It could be, well, it is external looking things is what I'm getting. So it could be like you're looking at other people getting married and you're like, why don't I have this? Or other people have a girlfriend or boyfriend, why don't I have this? Or other people have a big house. It's like you're comparing yourself to others, and you can't do that, because your path is different than other people's paths. Okay, like it's not the same. You can't compare it, and you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. Some people just decided to settle because they don't want to be alone. All right, you need to be completely comfortable within who you are, what it is that you want, and you need to proceed forward with that. Some of you may be having financial issues. It is saying that that's going to flip around. It's going to turn around. There's government grants and programs that you can go to if you need help. Okay? Education is important. That is coming through here. You got to protect what's yours, though, too, as well. You got to, if you want something, you have to fight for it. It's not just going to happen. So I'm driven in the Nine of Wands. Is like, this is like, I got the word no. This is saying no to things that no longer serve you. All right, negative self-talk, saying no to that. So that means if you have to put a rubber band around your wrist and snap it anytime you have a negative thought to retrain the behavior pattern that you have of the negative talking, that'll cause an interruption. Okay, if you don't have a rubber band, pinch yourself. All right, like you got to train the mind and break the pattern. There's a lot of creativity here. I'm seeing like with the Empress, like masculine energy coming through of like public speaking, and there's like a lot of traveling and ascension. Higher knowledge and higher learning is what I'm getting from that. There's emotional fulfillment here, Aquarius, but you're not going to get that outwardly until you get that inwardly, is what it's saying. You really got to put up barriers too and fight for what you want. Okay, this means that you're going to face a lot of adversity, naysayers. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs on your journey. If you're going back to school, it's like a lot of sleepless nights, a lot of studying, a lot of stress and anxiety. Will I pass? Will I not pass? Did I study enough? Okay, all of that's going to be worth it, but you got to put boundaries up here, and you really got to fight for what you want, which is saying that basically you got to say no to going out. Okay, you got to sacrifice your time and your energy. All right, so that means that you may have to work a full-time job and have your business on the side on your weekends. Only do it on the weekends. Okay, like you want to be smart about how you do things, and you really got to fight for things. This means waking up at 5 a.m. to go to the gym instead of saying, well, I want to get fit, but I didn't have the time today because I started work at 9 o'clock, which means I get up at 7:30. Well, okay, well, in that case, you haven't put boundaries and you haven't disciplined yourself enough yet. This means that you get up earlier and you go and you get it done. Okay, you don't have the time to do your business and you still have to work. Well, then this means you got to get up earlier and do the business stuff like a couple hours prior, your accounting stuff or whatever. You got to do that before you head to work or whatever. You got to make the sacrifices though. This is self-discipline, right? And self-discipline is self-love. Okay, like your mother used to like discipline you. Your mother's not around. You're an adult. Okay, maybe your mother is, and you got to bond with her. Spend more time with her. But this is saying that okay, you are now accountable for yourself, not your mother. You are accountable for yourself, your actions, your wants, your desires. Okay, that's all you. What you want, you go out there and you get. You want to get healthier, you go out there and get that. You're not understanding the knowledge that you're getting in school, like in the course you're taking, getting a tutor, all right? Like fighting for what you want and putting the energy, and it's like I'm driven. The drive has to be there to push forward through all of this. Don't be so stubborn and procrastinate on what needs to be done. It's like also like getting help to protect. Okay, you have the 5 of Pentacles here, the 10 of Cups, and then the 9 of Wands. It's boundaries. I'm getting boundaries with the 9 of Wands. Normally it's a 7 of Wands card. You get boundaries. It's kind of the meaning of that. But, I deal with energy. So I am getting specific boundaries and protecting what's yours. And in tune with the earth. Because you got blue here, which is air-like qualities, ocean qualities, getting out in nature and grounding yourself. Okay, outdoors is the best exercise you can get. Or swimming could be really good for you guys. It's like making time for your family too, though. Like your family's important to you. I'm getting boundaries though. Whatever it is that you want, you can have it. It is saying that you can have it. You just have to, you kind of got to prove to the universe that you want it bad enough. But definitely there might be some situation that occurs that you got to protect your family. Like you can't listen to the outside noises. Like people could be trying to create some sort of barrier for you and somebody you're close with. Which means like they can give you misinformation. They can misguide you. All right. Trust your intuition. With the Star card here, you're enlightened, Aquarius. You have that ascension power. I know. Trust that. Okay. But again, you got to put discipline in. Okay. I'm driven. Discipline. You want this 10 of Cups? You got to discipline yourself to get it. It's like the Empress doesn't just happen overnight. This is like I said, 10 years. There's a lot of energy that goes into becoming this woman. If you're a man, it's talking about creativity. All right. You're quite creative and you need to trust that. Like, don't deceive yourself or like lose control. With the 5 of Pentacles, it's change, but there's control that needs to be had in order to make that change, in order to drive forward. Okay, because if you have confusion, loss of control, and a lack of self-discipline, then that's going to create problems not only for you, but for others in your life. And you could be like pointing the finger outwardly at people when really that is stemming from you, not them. Okay? Like 5 of Pentacles is loss, but it was in reverse. So it's like anything you lose is well worth it because you're going to gain in the future. Like you're going to get more in the future. You'll get this emotional fulfillment. Right? You got to follow your happiness is what it's saying. And you know, people that say, I want to be happy. Okay, well, there's a saying, I forget who it's by. It'll come to me one day. Probably after I finish the video, it'll come to me. But, you know, this saying, I want to be happy. Okay, well, want is ego. How does it go? I want to be happy. Okay, the want is the ego. Is that how it goes? I want to be happy? Yeah. Well, the I is ego and the want is desire. Okay, when you take out the I and the want, so the ego and the desire, all you have left is happy. All right, that took a while for me to spit out. I'm trying to remember the guy's name. I think he was like Indian guru or a Chinese philosopher, one or the other. But like when you take the I and the want out of that, then all you have left is happy. All right, like I means just me. Okay, that's ego talking. Okay, and want being desire. Wants and needs are two very different things. Okay, like, and you don't need as much as you actually think you do to be happy. All right, sometimes just having your family happy is all you need. You know, like your mother has some sort of importance here. If your mom's sick, she's going to get better. Okay, and if you have a loved one that you lost, well, they're in spirit. They're guiding you and they're helping you and protecting you. You got to get grounded though. You're like, there's a lot of water here. You might not be perceiving things correctly. If you need help for your mother to take care of your mother, well, then you got to be fearless and go out there and ask for it. Okay? There's some sort of like family bonding that might happen too, which is quite beautiful. All right, Aquarius, that's all I'm getting for this reading. Everything is going to be positive. The negative mindset you really got to change. Like there's darkness here. Some of you could be like indoors way too much and you got to get outdoors and have more fun. Okay, you guys, hopefully that helped you out. Namaste for now, and I will talk to you next month.